What is going on, everyone? Platinum B is coming at you with yet another video. Today we are going to be talking about the minimum wage. Will it raise the prices of precious metals? Will it decrease the value of precious metals? What exactly will happen and what exactly will occur? I'm going to give my opinion on the matter. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so I recently made a video talking about inflation. So I'm not going to go too far into inflationary side of things with the raising of minimum wage, but I am going to talk a little bit about minimum wage and how it might affect the prices of precious metals and or the value. So let's break it down in simple kind of how economics work. The minimum wage currently is $7.25 on a federal level. Now, many states have enacted higher minimum wages than that, but on the federal level, it's $7.25. So we're going to go with that, right? Now, with minimum wage being $7.25, that means it will take you at the very least 3 hours of work to get 1 ounce of silver. Now, there's a little bit of premium attached to silver. Spot price could go up a little bit. Yes, I know. If it goes up to $25 an ounce, then it's not 3 hours of work. I get it. But let's just, for simplicity, say that 3 hours of work gets you 1 ounce of silver. Now, I'm not going to do the math on gold and platinum, but the same can apply to those metals as well. Now, 3 hours gets you 1 ounce of silver. Say the minimum wage raised to $15 an hour. Well, that's great because then I only have to work like an hour and a half and I can get an ounce of silver or whatever the equivalent is for gold and platinum. But realistically speaking, that's not exactly how it's going to work. Because in the stacking world, there's what's called premium. Now, premium is attached to the price of whatever it is you're buying. So, for instance, this South African Krugerrand had a premium attached to it when I bought it. I can't remember what dealer I bought this from, but it had a premium attached to it. So let's say spot price is $22, and they're selling this for $25. That's a $3 premium, right? Now, whatever bullion dealer I bought this from is going to have a whole bunch of staff attached to it, right? It's going to have a whole bunch of people working there, whether it's the packagers, whether it's the online customer service representatives, whether it's executives, whoever the case may be. There's a lot of hands that get involved with any business in America. But today we're talking about precious metals, so I'm going to talk about the precious metal bullion dealers, right? And a little bit of maybe outside sources that they use. So with that being said, there's FedEx, there's UPS, there's USPS, and if the minimum wage goes up, they're going to just inevitably have to raise their wages to compete with those other companies that have raised their wages. They don't have to, per se. They're free to just pay minimum. But if, say, a UPS driver makes $15 an hour as it is, then he's not going to drive for UPS carrying heavy packages and driving around all day in the hot summer sun or the cold winter just to make as much as some guy who's flipping burgers in a McDonald's where there's air conditioning and heat, right? And he doesn't have to move as many places around, and he doesn't have to lift many boxes or go into many buildings or do any of this actual manual labor, so to speak. I mean, flipping burgers, there's a little manual labor, but it's nothing like some of these drivers do. They'll come in with a pallet full of packages that are heavier than anything, many times by themselves. Sometimes they have a helper, but regardless, it's hard work, right? Usually has a decent pay attached to it, but if the bar, that is the base, is set higher, they're going to expect a higher return as well for their work. So if the price of or the ability to hire shipping companies to hire drivers and deliverers goes up, well, that's going to raise the price of shipping up. So you have an extra shipping cost. So instead of it being, free shipping at $200, it might be free shipping at $500 or $1,000. But it's not going to be free shipping for such a small amount anymore. They're not going to be able to do it, the bullion dealers. Also, they have staff that they have in-house that they're going to have to raise their pay to compete with other companies and things like that because That's just simply how it works. People are free to work wherever they want, at least in America. And so if someone else is paying more money, they are free to quit their job and go and work for them, or has better benefits or less work involved, or whatever the case may be. So it's basically just going to raise the price of everything. Now, this is not necessarily what would be considered inflation. Inflation is due to the dollar being worth less than it used to be. This is simply due to the cost of doing business increasing from where it used to be. And a lot of that cost is going to be associated with salaries, right? So, yes, that's kind of how inflation works in a way, but it is a little bit different, right? And so raising the minimum wage will not necessarily help precious metals, but will it hurt precious metals? Well, I mean, in the beginning, it might, until the markets adjust and the jobs adjust their pay and things like that. But overall, we might just see the same old, right? It's not that long ago, silver was 20 bucks an ounce. Now it's probably about 25 bucks with premium per ounce for a basic round, not for an eagle that I'm showing you here. But nevertheless, the silver might go up in price to 50 bucks an ounce, but people are inherently making more fake money or worthless money per hour, so it kind of evens itself out, right? The thing that comes into real play are those that stacked beforehand, right? So I bought this eagle. What is this? It's 2020. I bought this, I believe, yeah, this is one I got for $18 back in 2019. I bought this in 2019 for $18 shipped to me. Now, if minimum wage goes up and the price of goods goes up, or just wages as a whole go up, I should say, not just minimum wage, but wages as a whole, and the price of goods goes up, then the price of silver will go up as well, and maybe to like 50 bucks an ounce if wages doubled or what have you. And so I bought this for $18 and I can sell it for 50 bucks. Now the 50 bucks won't get me as much as it used to be able to get me. It probably get me just about as much as $18 could get me a couple years back. But that's the key, right? Because instead of just making that $18 or taking that $18 and keeping it in my bank account or in my wallet or whatever, I put it into this, I secured myself, and the outcome was beneficial for me over someone else who either wasted the $18, just held on to the physical cash or in a bank account, or just simply, I guess, lost it, so to speak. But nevertheless, that is the key. So that's where the wages increasing helps precious metals. It doesn't hurt it, and it doesn't help it in the sense that it makes the metal inherently more rare or something like that, or more valuable. It's the same value, just with a different number attached to it. So it's interesting stuff to just talk about and discuss. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions down below on wages rising and things of that nature. And with all that being said, be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with future updates on our channel. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see ya.